So coming on to Josephine now, and this is a very sticky and interesting topic. Should the board be asking the CEO about the people in the middle managers, the people at the bottom, or should the board's focus be the senior management team only? Where should the board stop? And if so, why?
Thank you very much, Rachel. I believe that the board should be interested in the entire organization. So indeed, it's really their prerogative to be able to ask. But I think the issue is how far and what would be the best modality, you know? Just like all the other key resources for an institution, should they be asking about the paychecks or should they be signing off the checks? Should they be closing the doors? The question could go on and on, but I think the key thing, shouldn't they get key parameters that they can also look at, see the trends that trigger, maybe this area now needs a deeper discussion, or if we are not convinced, do we need to see a regular survey? Do we need to get a forum where we hear back from them? Because there would be a thin line between being hands-on or between meddling as well into the middle and allowing the executives to also do their role like in other aspects. But for sure, it's important that the board is interested and has set out key parameters within specific committees that they are looking to see and that they are improving every day. And if need be, make demands of the executive that this particular area is not looking good. And I think also the board needs to get opportunities to interact. So this may not be regular, but have an opportunity. I think earlier on Felix pointed to the fact that you need to remove the barrier. You need to remove and give room, especially to a budding and younger population or workforce, to allow room to interact more freely with them, receive feedback that is candid, and it's not just for your, candid feedback from them, but there has to also be a line where you allow the executives to be able to have their reports, not to compromise. Because each time you are going directly, for whatever reason, depending on the party you go to, they may see it as an opportunity to, to present themselves in a different light at the expense of the executive. So you need to give them a chance. And if you feel as a board that that chance that has been given, that what you have entrusted them with is not the parameters or the KPIs are pointing to a certain direction, intervene. Because you appraise them, you have given them the job, you need to stick to that quite strongly to say, consistently, we see a high, let's say, this parameter is not looking good. Why is that the fact? How can we improve it? What have you put in place? How can you change it? I think that conversation needs to be deeper than to go directly to them, though indeed there could be ways. Some of the ways I think about are indeed regular surveys that need to inform, not just even the management team, but also the board, across the board, what are our key stakeholders saying? And one of the most key stakeholders indeed is our human resources. And the other ones are the different fora where you can, once a year, twice a year, get an opportunity. I remember during the pandemic, in one of the boards that I sit, definitely that was a crisis that called for a different approach. So the board had a window through the chair that they could intervene with and meet the rest of the staff, give them some assurance, and it really did work well. So those opportunities should be there. There's a crisis, maybe you've had your maybe 3 key executives resign for one reason or another. You don't hide it, you come as a board, you stand by your executive, you stand by your team and interface with them. But that should not be the norm. Rather, it should be an approach that comes off as supportive of the executive. So that's what I think. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Josephine, and very good insights. And I'm looking at the questions that are coming through, as well as taking note of your comments and the need for the board to have their fingers dipped in now and again, just to understand the temperature. And most of the a couple of the public sector boards will struggle where the accounting officer report to the appointing authority, to the minister or to His Excellency, and doesn't think the board needs to be asking them. And I guess that's where they'll need to constantly ask for surveys to understand what's happening within the organization.